people are there? If I could expand this. Right thumbnail video तो नहीं है.
So we are live on YouTube now.
Okay. Hello guys, I think some of you are already there. Good evening to you from IIT-Kanpur. This is Sudhir Misra, and so you've been probably seeing some of the videos or whatever it is, trying to learn from those videos for whatever it is worth. What we have been talking about is principles of construction management. So I can see 4 people here: Atharv, Durge, Jayant Desai, Sushant, Jayant Banerjee, Sushant Desai, and Anshul Gautam. Is that the names? I don't think can I hear all of. Can they talk to us, Murli, or do you think they'll remain unmuted?
Yes, sir. They can interact with us, sir.
They can interact with us, right?
Participants, please unmute yourself and then ask questions to sir. Thank you.
Yeah, I can see Sushant has unmuted himself. Yes, Sushant. Good. Nice to be talking to you. Tell me, where are you from? Because since we have very few people, then we can spend some time talking to each other directly, more or less. Yeah. So where are you from?
I am from Mumbai. I'm working in Mumbai.
And you're working somewhere?
Yes. Currently working in a developer as a billing engineer.
As a billing engineer, okay. And what about you, Jayant? Jayant, you've raised your hand. Yes, please go ahead. Yeah, unmute yourself and let me hear from you. Jayant, you'll have to unmute yourself in order to be able to talk. Jayant, I can see you all right, but you are unmute. You have to unmute yourself. Anshul, is that where are you from, Anshul?
From Kanpur, sir.
So you are our, student here at IIT-Kanpur?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, sir. Can you hear me? This is Jayant Banerjee.
Now I can hear you, Jayant, very loud and clear.
Okay, sir. I put one question on the total quality management about the card you have put. So how to draw, because it is long time I forgot, because you can see from my face.
Before I tell you all that, or we get into a discussion with this, you tell me what are you doing? Why are you doing this course at this point in time?
I am the head of construction from BASF, which is a German company. I am heading for the total Southeast Asia. Under me, it is starting from Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Indonesia.
What makes you join a course which is basically meant for undergraduate students, bhai?
No, that is just I want to see how much now I have the potential. And basically that too, because I don't have the degree of IIT, because I did my engineering from Jadavpur University.
But Jadavpur is as good as IIT. Don't even bother about the Jadavpur degree from IIT.
Still IIT is IIT. So I thought, why not to get the chance? Because just now, 2 months back, I came from Singapore. I had been in Singapore for 1.5 years for a project. Just I transferred to Mumbai now. So I thought it is the right opportunity, because maybe next year I will go to another country. So that time I will miss this chance.
No, it's a pleasure to talk to somebody like you. And what is the kind of work that you do?
Basically, sir, I am in the project department. Before in BSF, I had been in so many countries in Technimont. I was in Technimont as a construction manager, starting from construction engineer. So I worked in Dubai, 2 projects, Abu Dhabi, 2 projects, one in another project in Qatar. I worked also in China. So many projects I worked. Then because of my family, so I quit Technimont after 20 years of service. And then I joined BSF. BSF basically a chemical company, but BSF there is a project.
Basically a chemical manufacturer, right?
Yes, sir. This is the largest chemical manufacturer in the world, German company, 56 years old. So I now switch over to Mumbai office, and I am the head of construction and safety.
Okay.
Yeah, this is basically my background.
Great. So yes, so then that is only the two of you are there. I think the Sushant was there. I talked to Sushant. Where have you vanished?
I'm here, sir.
You are there. And then there was somebody else, the Durge or somebody was there. I don't see the person now. And there are 9 participants. Where are the 9 participants? Okay, here if I go down, I think I'll find them. Then, oh yeah, then there these guys are there. Muhammad Asif, Ahmed, Pranav, Raj, Sadia. Okay, now let us take a minute to, just see whatever. So I get an idea that, okay, Jayant is a veteran in the construction industry, trying to understand a few things. I don't know. Whatever. Sadia, what about you? What are you doing?
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I'm an undergraduate. I'm a BTech student, final year.
Okay, BTech student, final year, where?
Kashmir, SSM College.
Just give me a minute. Just write down what. Okay, so you are a BTech student in Kashmir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And civil engineering or not?
Yes, sir, civil engineering.
Okay, good. Fine, that is Sadia. Now, there is a Pranay Raj. How do you pronounce your name? Pranav? No. While Pranav is trying to figure out, Muhammad Asif, are you there? You guys can unmute yourself. I think it's a small group. We can still talk. We can talk and be audible. Yeah. So anybody? I can see Anshul Gautam I can recognize. Anshul, you are doing your MTech here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And there is Ganpat Singh, Muhammad Asif Ahmad. Anybody wants to just take a minute and introduce himself or herself? And then we'll try to, then we'll go back, then we'll go to the questions. Sadia, what is your, let's say, career plan? What do you want to do?
Sir, actually, I'm really confused. I'm thinking of going for MTech.
I can understand, Sadia. This is a very, very typical, very, very common thing among students that, okay, at the end of, well, not the end, you're now in the 4th year,
Yes,
and
so
you
sir,
have to
it's about
decide.
to end. We just have only 2 months left in our college.
Why 2 months? I mean, you finish in, don't finish in April, you finish in December?
Yes, sir. It's going late actually here.
Oh, I see. So you should have graduated in
August, I guess. Yeah.
August or in
Yes,
something
sir.
this year, and now you're graduating 2 months later. Okay.
Yes, sir. And that is why I'm not able to properly concentrate on my GATE exam as well. And that is why I'm really confused about what should I do next.
Okay, let me get this. You did all this, whatever we tried to teach in construction management, or we went to do
Yes,
different parts of construction management. I don't want to hear, Naisa, everything was very good and we learned a lot and all, but you tell me some good things or bad things about the course. What was good, what was bad?
So I learned a lot about it that I was not able to clearly understand in my BTech. Because we had a subject of construction management there, but it was not clear. It was a very small topic about it. And here it's very elaborated and very clearly understood by you.
So you benefited somewhat from the course,
yes, sir.
which is good. What about the others? There is Ganpat Singh. Ganpat ji, aap bataiye kuch? I hope you understand Hindi. I don't know how many of you understand Hindi. You can unmute yourself. I can see BS. There is one BS Kumar.
Yeah, sir, this is Samir Bund.
Yes, okay. Samir.
Yeah, and this is my initially BS. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so I am interested in this course. The reason is that I am currently completely in the BIM.
You are into the BIM side, BIM part of life.
Yeah, BIM part of life. I'm completely in practice of BIM and working in Jacob.
So you're working with Jacobs?
Yeah, as a principal designer, BIM structure.
BIM structures. Okay.
Yeah. So earlier
somebody from Jacobs, I don't know. Ritu Arora or somebody?
Yeah, she.
You know the name?
Yeah, I know the name.
Okay. Yeah. I met that lady just a couple of days ago. Yeah, so tell me.
Yeah, my point is simple. Earlier, I was working as a BIM manager in MSRDC project.
So how many years of experience do you have? When did you finish your BTech?
I'm not finished my BTech. I'm finished my diploma only.
Okay,
I
that's
have
fine. So how long have you been working?
14 years.
14 years, right?
Yeah, and in BIM I have more than 10 years. Earlier I was working as an application engineer for Autodesk and Bentley in partnership, and slowly I am moving in the digital delivery activity. And my whole experience in digital system for the AEC, architecture, engineering, construction. Okay, so now this course is helping me for the to understood what exact the things is required in construction, and how can I have the BIM knowledge, how can I implement, and how can I justify the in digital activity, because everything is going on the only manual based Excel file like this. In BIM we want to showcase everything in a very visual manner. So in discussions, all project manager, project controller will focus on what exact activities happening over there.
Let's see. This is very, very interesting. It is very interesting. You know what? To see that what I teach or talk about it. And basically, my target was not people like you. Let me be very clear. I mean, I must share with you. My target was not people like you. My target was people like, let's say, Sadia. I mean, like people who are in their fourth year, fifth. I mean, not fourth year, maybe MTech students who are basically who want to understand what the construction business is all about, the different aspects of a construction project. Scheduling is one of them. Some little bit of economics. So it was like a wide course, not necessarily a lot into depth. Okay, so the target for that is why the target was not people like you. But it's interesting to see that a lot of you have kind of been in this, and you have come here also to this session because so let's have a talk with this guy and figure out what does he think. So,
I understood.
You have 14 years of experience. Jayant probably has a lot more than that. How you've been around for what? I've been in this professional business for at least about what, 20, 25 years?
Sir, I have passed on 94, so I have 28 years of experience.
So you're pushing pretty close to 30.
Yeah.
30 years of work experience. I mean, okay. What Ganpat what is
good evening, sir.
बताइए.
Sir, course content is very interactive and knowledgeable for the as a field engineer. I am holding the post of the estate advisor in my college. So it's very helpful to me how to handle the projects, and also we provide the consultancies to other government bodies, PWDs.
Which college are you working for?
Yes, sir.
What college are you working for?
मैं Government Engineering College Ajmer, Rajasthan.
Ajmer, Rajasthan. Okay. Okay.
I am graduation in 2000, B Civil.
2000.
2000. ME in 2006 and PhD NIT Kurukshetra in 2019.
What was the topic of your PhD? PhD कहाँ किस area में किया है?
PhD water resource में किया सर.
Water resource. Good. चलो. Okay.
थोड़ा extra knowledge के लिए मैंने course join किया.
See, it is never too late. Never. It is always a good idea to kind of just do some course. और उस तरीके के काम करने, उस तरीके के approach से करेंगे, then a course like this is pretty good.
Yes, sir. Really, sir, I am told your video is very nice. मैं सुबह थोड़ा meditation करता हूँ, उस time में वापस सुनता हूँ. हालांकि थोड़ा सा numerical problem होगा ये this subject I cannot taught in my profession. I don't believe this meditation करता हूँ. हाँ सर, मतलब उस टाइम में मैं सुनता हूँ सर कि भाई ऐसा है कि इतना
it's the next thing I'll hear is somebody telling me that when I put a baby to sleep उसको मैं ये वीडियो सुना देते हैं उसको सो जाता है.
नहीं सर, एक इंटरेक्टिव मतलब अट्रैक्टिव लगता है तभी सर ये बात.
Good. I'm happy that you feel like that. चलो fine. Anybody else wants to say something? Then we'll go to some serious questions and talk.
Sir, I would like to just add one thing, because since you asked me that what is the addition, what we can think about. So what I feel, sir, based on my experience, scaffolding is a topic which is very important in the construction, because as I work outside the world, outside India also, and there are so many modularization of the scaffolding design such a way so that
You are
piping
right.
need not to change.
Form work design is a very interesting and a very important thing which we don't cover in our colleges.
Yeah. This area,
do
especially now when we have seen when it is a petrochemical or oil and gas project. So reworking in scaffolding, when we do the structure, then one type of scaffolding we do. Then when we have started the piping, again we change. So this type of things now it has changed, and we are making now modularization now in the scaffolding.
Well taken.
Scaffolding is designed properly designed as per the 3D model of the piping of the.
I agree with you.
So this by sir for the junior students. So we are that. So if you can add in your next training.
Very well taken. We are very well taken. Let me try to see what we can do about a small module on form work.
This is my suggestion.
Fair enough. Absolutely fine. Okay. Any other comments? Then we see. See, if there are no comments, let me see. See, there was this one question which I think Jayant posted, which was about the derivation of that equation. No,
Yes,
the derivation of that equation is per se not very important. It doesn't really. I don't think I'll go into the derivation of that equation. What I will do is that was the work done by a PhD student working with me recently. So there is a paper by him. So I will ask him for that paper, and we'll try to upload that paper in the resources section of the forum.
Okay.
So that will give you an idea as to what it is all. What is the concept involved there? The concept is very clear that you are basically trying to offset cost and quality, and trying to understand that the different parts of quality, the indirect cost, the direct cost, how that they change with the level of defect. See, the key thing in quality and cost of quality part, which you will understand, which all of you understand. I mean, at least those of you who have been in the field and who know about construction, you understand that on the x-axis, when we say that there is a number, you can draw a qualitative graph. Let me try to do that. And then that part we can discuss.
Actually, sir, I was thinking that whether it is parabola or hyperbola or ellipse, because this type of things, then because I left this part around 30 years back. So I was thinking whether I should put 0, 1, 2, 3
No.
axis and then put y, something like that, or different. That was my basic question.
Right. You are absolutely right. See, on the x-axis, it is very simple to say that if the number of defects or the defects increase, the one cost will go down, the other cost will go up.
Correct, sir.
Right. So this is conceptually very much understood. The problem is that how do you quantify this business of defects in a construction project?
Correct.
And come up with the idea that, okay, this is the number of optimum defects which is acceptable to me. So now no contract will ever allow you to say that, okay, 10% defects are acceptable. Right?
Yes.
Having said that, so one of the problems is how do you quantify this part, which is our X in this case. Right? So the idea there starts from there, that how do you quantify this business of some defect itself. So it's okay to say defects, but there is honeycombing, is bad quality of undulation may be there. So different projects will have different parameters which can be called defects, which will require rework. So that is where the whole problem is. That is where the problem is. So that equation is just a kind of conceptual, kind of a theoretical construct which we have come up with, assuming that, okay, if there is something like this, what is the general nature of that equation?
Yeah.
And then you start from there. So it is not a pakka derivation. So a pakka derivation is just not possible for this kind of a discussion that we have.
But sir, to plot the graph, now I need the points.
Of course, you need the points.
Yeah.
That data has come from somewhere. So that data is there in that paper, which will help you understand this concept better.
Okay.
So I'm going to share that paper with you.
Okay.
If we need to talk, then we'll talk offline and try to move forward.
Yeah, sir. I'll talk offline. Yeah. Okay.
So I think that discussion, we'll keep it at this point. So, what about other things? Anything else that we
No, sir. This is the thing, because I was not able to plot the graph. So since
the idea was not that for anybody to be able to plot the graph. No, that was will not happen. It's not so easy to.
Because I was thinking that unless until I will plot the graph, I can answer the questions also. Because you have 3 questions on this graph itself.
3 questions will, uska solution with that graph and the solution we'll try to figure out, and we'll try to give some explanatory notes that will add to that himself.
Yeah. Because that's why I did not submit my paper for that 7th week.
Okay.
Okay. And
yes, what about others? Anyone else wants to add, subtract, comment on the questions, content, whatever, any kind of thing which, like Jayan said, said that okay, when if we want to do another course, we should do something about scaffolding and form work. Any other ideas from anyone?
so since other people are not telling, and since I have more experience, so I'll add one idea. Let other people think and say to you. That another one is the man-hour, because you know very well, but for the junior people, because when I started construction, people were not clear the mechanical part of 35%, how this 35% has come. Civil is, say, depending on the project, I'm just telling arbitrary value. So then I understand that each activity, depending on the quantity, there is a standard man-hour and total man-hour. Then if you add on the civil activity, then it will give the civil is this percentage, mechanical is this percentage, E&I is this percentage. But I can tell you, sir, for the people when I was in college, or when even I was at the beginning, people were not clear how this percentage has come. And I can tell you, sir, in the industry also, if you ask the planning engineer, senior people also, they will tell, okay, this is okay, oil and gas, this is depending on the project, they will say it is civil was 30%, mechanical is 35%, E&I is 20%, commissioning commissioning is.
What is E&I for the benefit of everybody?
Yeah. Instrument and electrical and instrumentation.
Electrical instrumentation, that's what.
So this part also, sir, just if you can add, say, half an hour lecture, how this percentage will come.
Okay, fine. I think that's a good point. What is being said for the benefit of others? I'll just paraphrase what has been said by Jayan. See, depending on the project that you're talking about. See, for example, if it's a housing project, right? So if in a housing project, we don't include central air conditioning, let's say, right? So then the housing project, the project will be completed if all the houses are complete, even in a multi-story flat. So houses are complete means practically it is all civil works. Having said that, if it's an apartment building, then there will be a very small component of lifts. So elevators will have to be installed. So lifts is not considered civil engineering. So it depends on where. I mean, I don't know if any of you who's not a civil engineer here. I mean, anyone who's from any other discipline. No, you will. I mean, if you're a civil engineer, you will know. Nobody has ever talked to me about lifts. Nobody has ever talked to me about, let's say, air conditioning. I mean, if it comes to the costing, let's say, estimation is one part of the discussion. That okay, I'm going to make a hospital, I'm going to make a hotel, I'm going to make a mall. And all this is part of a residential kind of discussion where people are going to live, be treated, go shopping. We are not talking of industrial structures. What Jay mentioned, that suppose you're talking of a refinery. So that's a different story. Power plant, different story. But even in this residential segment, you will have hospitals, schools, hostels, hotels, residences. So what will be the total cost? The total cost will be made up of what is coming under civil engineering. Civil engineering would mean concrete, reinforcement, flooring, plumbing, a little bit of electrical fittings. So that's about maybe 2%, 5% more, not exceeding 10% in most cases. So there is this, these are thumb rules. They will come to you with experience that, okay, if it's a residential building, it will be about 5% is enough. If it's a multi-story building with a lot of lifts If it is a mall where you're doing central air conditioning, things might change, because then you will have to do a lot of air conditioning design. You'll have to install a lot of air conditioning capacity. So that is how it will work. So I think we did talk about it in estimation, that when it comes to estimation, you have a unit base somewhere, right? So if it's a highway, you say per kilometer or lane kilometer. If it is any of these residential kind of business, you talk of per square meter. Okay, per square meter, what is the cost? 10,000 rupees for housing, 12,000 rupees for mall, 15,000 for a hospital, whatever you might come up with. And now that is where this component of different parts will come in. Okay, so you can, it is just a matter of just imagining that, okay, this is the project. Are we familiar with these kind of things or not? If it comes to a refinery-based civil engineering will be not necessarily a great part, because civil engineering will end with foundations, some kind of basic infrastructure, roadwork, this, that, industrial roof, and that's where the matter ends. Then a lot of money is going to be spent in equipment. You'll have to buy equipment. You'll do a lot of instrumentation. I mean, you don't want any kind of steam to be leaking from somewhere else or some gas to be leaking from somewhere else. So you'll have to have a lot of strange kind of instrumentations, strange dial gauges, and so on and so forth. And those are very costly equipment. Civil engineering at the end of it is one of the cheapest when it comes to this higher end of construction or industrial construction. If you go into a nuclear power plant, I mean, I don't know, nuclear power plant will have a different story altogether. So you'll have to have a little bit of experience in different things, and it's all thumb rule driven. So to that extent, one of the things which I've been trying to, probably have said it in our discussion also, that construction is a practice. It is not a science. Okay, so science is fine. I mean, science can have formulae, but practice doesn't have formulae. Practice is based on experience. I mean, like if you go back to a medicine thing, a guy finishes his MBBS and starts practicing. But if you go to a doctor who's, let's say, my age, he has that education is only a part of his training. So he's probably forgotten a lot of the theoretical parts there, but doctors don't, engineers do. They have the theory, but they have seen thousands and thousands of patients. So they know exactly what is a side effect and what is not a side effect, what is an acceptable side effect, what is not an acceptable side effect. There was somebody who was being treated, and just the other day, somebody said that, okay, you'll have to take this medicine, but I don't think I'll give you this medicine for more than a month. The doctor stopped there. But what I can understand from that is that the doctor knows that this medicine, if given for a long time, will not be good for the overall system. So you basically given the present condition, we'll have to treat you with this medicine, because that will take care of the immediate issues. But later on, we'll take you off and then do something else. So that is the medical side of it. So as engineers, there's a lot of practice. And those of you who have been practicing understand this part, that only you just compare your salaries today, your worth today from one company to another, and your worth when you graduated. So you will realize that only with experience you've been able to grow. And experience with education. See, you have to keep accumulating that experience. I mean, you have to learn from that experience. If I worked on a highway project, this is what happened. Keep your eyes and ears open. You learn more. If you don't keep your eyes and ears open, I mean, not necessarily this course, but you keep refreshing yourself. College mein kya ho raha hai? What are the things being taught? So what are the things going on? This course probably doesn't give you too much of extra insight in that form, but possibly some smaller areas, yes, you look at it differently. That's how it moves. So I think the point is well taken. We'll probably address it a little bit more in some discussion at some point in time. Thank you, Jan, for pointing it out.
Yeah, sir, if you can share your number so that after this meeting, I can keep in touch, because I have a lot of
that. I'll do that. I don't think I'll write my number right now. Okay. But my email address, I think it's publicly known. I'll give you the email address. You can write to me. Any of you are free to write to me.
Okay, sir. I'll send an email.
So please send an email and then I'll respond. sud@iitk.ac.in. That is the number. That is my email ID. You can write to me and we'll try to see whatever we can do. So
.ac.in, huh?
ac.in, yes. So SUD is the first three letters of Sudhir. That's my name. And
Okay.
itk.ac.in.
Okay, sir.
So that's what.
I'll send you a mail.
Please do that. We'll
Because now I have a lot of data. Just now I came from Singapore. So I want to share with some person like you, so that this data, global data, I am making some simulation from different country, productivity and all these things. But I don't want to keep with myself only, with my company, because people should know when they will go outside.
See, that's very, I must say, I'm thankful to you, Jayan, because see, academic institutions like us, we understand the ideas, and that's what we kind of probably deal with, but we are short of data, because the data sits with you. The data sits in the industry, because you are working day in and day out. So you know, if you have a bulldozer or any kind of equipment, paver, how much paving can you do in a day? Is given a paver, can you move 10 meters? Can you move 1 kilometer? And we can see, as far as we are concerned, we'll say that, okay, a paver moves at a velocity V. You know. So the difference between a velocity V and the velocity V varying from, say, 10 meters per minute to 10 meters or 20 meters in an hour, that makes a lot of difference. And that's what experience teaches you. So I'll be happy to talk to you, talk to you about that.
Yes, sir. And it is my duty also to share all the inputs to you, so that you can share also the future students.
With the students. The students
will
information, and they'll be happy to do that. Yeah.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So, bataiye, anybody else? Sushant, Sadia, Pranav Raj. Pranav, I didn't see you speak at all. Did you say something? I think you left in the middle. Oh, yeah. Now
yes,
I can.
Network problem, sir.
So where are you from? You have to introduce yourself.
सर मेरा नाम प्रणव राज है, मैं मुंगेर बिहार से हूँ। मैं गवर्नमेंट इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज मुंगेर से बीटेक कर रहा हूँ सर। अभी
बीटेक कर रहे हैं, किस ईयर में है?
थर्ड ईयर में हूँ सर। अभी सेशन डिले चल रहा है सर, इसलिए अभी 6th सेम का एग्जाम नहीं हुआ है।
6th सेम का एग्जाम नहीं हुआ है, अच्छा।
यस।
सिविल में हैं आप?
यस सर।
गवर्नमेंट इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज कहाँ पे?
मुंगेर सर।
मुंगेर।
यस सर।
तो आपने कंस्ट्रक्शन मैनेजमेंट का कोई कोर्स यूनिवर्सिटी में भी किया है कि नहीं किया है?
यस सर, हम लोग के सिलेबस में ही है सर, 6th सेम में ही है।
6th सेम में है तो हो चुका है, मतलब उसमें क्या पढ़ाए थे तुमको?
यही है सर, अप्रोक्सीमेट सिमिलर ही है सर।
अप्रोक्सीमेट सिमिलर है?
यस सर।
चलिए ठीक है, तो उस कोर्स को पास करने में इस लेक्चर से कुछ सहायता मिली?
यस सर।
अच्छा, और इस कोर्स को समझने में उस कोर्स से सहायता मिली?
ये दोनों, यस सर।
तो ओवरलैप कितना था?
ओवरलैप मतलब सर लगभग 70% के आसपास ओवरलैप ही है।
अच्छा, चलो ठीक। तो तुम करना क्या चाहते हो? व्हाट इज योर प्लान? 3rd ईयर हो जाएगा, 4th ईयर फिर क्या करोगे?
सर गेट दूंगा सर फिलहाल।
अच्छा,
20 सर 23
में गेट देंगे आप। चलिए, ऑल द बेस्ट।
थैंक यू सर।
Yes, sir. So, anybody else? I mean, Anshul, you have an opportunity even though you're from within the system, but yes, if you have something to say. Anshul, I think he's not there now. Oh, there is somebody else who's joined in the meantime. Madhav Padiyar. Madhav, are you there? Madhav, are you there? Can you hear me? So anyone else has any comment or submission to make? Feel free. ये कोई मतलब see, ये तो रेगुलर क्लास में इतनी शांति नहीं होती है। It looks like a class to you. What the hell? This is not a, जब regular class हो रही थी तब class नहीं थी, तो यहाँ पे तो it should not be treated as a class at all. We are just talking about the class.
Sorry, I speaking about the examination. I think calculator is not allowed, but desktop calculator is allowed.
No, calculator is allowed. बिल्कुल पक्का calculator नहीं. अच्छा हाँ, okay, right, now I remember. Calculator is allowed. What will happen is that on the screen you will have a calculator. We'll not, possibly what they will say is that you cannot bring your own calculator. So the screen will have a calculator, on that you can do calculations.
So the calculation part is a...
No, calculation honge. I mean, there will be calculations in the exam and you will have a scientific calculator which will be available to you on the screen. I'll definitely make sure that that is there on the with your paper.
Yeah, it is there, sir. Already NPTEL message. It will be available.
Yeah, that's right. So that it will be available to you. Don't worry about it. No, but the only thing is that it may not be as user friendly in the sense that you are used to a calculator in a certain manner, your own calculator. So wo jo screen pe the calculator that comes, it has a little bit of a trick. I mean, I can understand that someone will say ki ye kya tarika hai, but then I think we have to live with the kind of atmosphere that we have in. Yeah, so therefore we cannot allow, the NPTEL as a system cannot allow you to bring your own calculators. They will give you this calculator on the screen. Okay.
Yes, sir. My son was also telling, because he did a lot of NPTEL course, and actually he inspired me to do something. He has passed in the computer engineering. Now he's working in TCS. So he told me, Dad, you have to practice in the laptop, because normally I never did.
That
so
is right. That's right.
I told him, you have to teach me.
You'll have to do something.
Yeah. Sir, when we can get the admit card? Because it is not too far now from the exam date. But I have not get
exam. Murli, do you have any idea on when will be an admit card?
So hopefully coming week they will share the admit cards to the students, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so just wait for 4 or 5 days and they will be getting a mail from us.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Madhav, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Madhav, tell me about yourself. Tell us about yourself. Where are you from? Why you did this course? What did you benefit or not benefit?
Yeah, sure, sir. Basically, I am from Udupi, Karnataka. And I'm working in one of the Japanese construction MNCs in Gujarat from past 12 years. Sir, SMCC Construction India. So basically, we do industrial projects.
Is it Mitsubishi? No.
You can say investment from Mitsubishi also there, but it's Sumitomo Mitsui. Basically,
you are working with Sumitomo Mitsui. Okay.
Yes, sir. We did construction for Honda two-wheelers like Suzuki Motors in Gujarat, Maxis tires. These factories have been constructed. So
do you understand Japanese?
Little bit.
Konnichiwa.
Konnichiwa.
Okay, good.
I must then few words.
So when did you finish your graduation? You are a civil engineer?
Yes, sir. I'm civil engineer. I completed in 2011 from MIT Manipal.
Okay. So about 11 means about more than 10 years of work experience somewhere.
Yes, sir. So I initially worked in Manipal itself. Then I shifted to Gujarat. Now currently I'm in doing one chemical plant in Bharuch.
Bharuch, okay.
Yeah, Bharuch location near Baroda. So it is at the completion stage.
So how many NPTEL courses have you done so far?
Sir, this year I took 2 courses. One is from IIT Madras. That is Varghese sir. Another is yours. So both are in same line. Thank you for sharing your knowledge with us.
Well, thank you.
It was very helpful. Hope it will give us one edge in our career.
Well, I really hope so. And if that happens, I'll be very happy.
Thank you.
Yeah. So any suggestions to improve it? I mean, I don't know whether at what point you joined, because I got some very interesting feedback. If you want, I mean, there are a couple of things which I was told, can we add some of those things in our discussion, which will make the course more relevant, let's say. So if there's something, do let us know.
Yeah, sure.
Not necessarily now. You already probably somewhere that my email address should be there. You can write to us. Otherwise, you write to NPTEL, and with this course, you can write on the forum. We'll probably get your comments from the forum. That should be possible.
Sure.
Okay. Chalo. All right. Any other questions, comments from any of you?
Hello, sir. Sushant here.
Sushant, tell me.
I just want to ask you about that. Any other advanced courses coming about with you regards to estimation costing or something in upcoming session?
Not in upcoming session. No. See, there are two streams in which I have offered courses. One is in concrete construction. I mean, like, it's more in the concrete side of it.
Concrete.
You probably know about that. Yes. And this one is about principles of construction management. Now I have half an idea to do one more course which is closer to this, not necessarily construction, but more in the infrastructure domain, let's say. I mean, I don't know what I will call it, what will go, but the one more course, but not on cost estimation. No.
Okay.
Do you think it's really required? You want to do that? Then we can try to think about it.
No, I just want to ask.
That's fine. No, I mean, I'm just trying to understand as a practicing engineer, do you think that it will be, because I do understand that cost estimation is a very tricky subject, very difficult to find good books on it, good literature on it.
Yes, actually, I was asking you because I initially did 7 years in site, and recently I switched to costing and billing part. So I was interested to learn more about that. That's why I was asking this. You don't get proper data from Google or something. You get the practical data.
See, that's what we talked about. That is exactly the kind of conversation we had with Jayant just now. So yeah, that's true. So okay, let's see what we can do about it. Chalo, dekhte.
Sure, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Is there something else?
No, fine.
I think then we can more or less, it's about 40 minutes that we've been talking, and so we can almost close the discussion. Dheeraj, there are people who have not spoken probably. I don't know whether I've talked to Dheeraj at all. Dheeraj, are you there? Well, I think then we can more or less close the discussion for the day. Thank you all for being around. I mean, Murali, do you think we can do that?
Yes, sir, we can close now since students are not asking questions. We can close.
Well, I mean, it's not a matter of asking questions. I mean, I think I can understand that they'll say it with whatever it is, that's fine. Yes, Dheeraj, I can hear you now.
Yeah. A very good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, I've been following your course on NPTEL and SWAYAM, and I find it literally very knowledgeable, and literally it's a very high quality course that you have prepared.
Thank you. I mean, well, I'm flattered, but okay, that's fine. That's okay. So you tell me what is bad about it. What is missing? What is the improvement that can be done?
The contents, I think they are limited as far as project management goes. When we look at PMBOK guide and all the aspects that are covered in over there. And yeah, this is a very compact course that has been created looking at various aspects, but still they are limited. The content is still limited. It is just an 8 weeks course. It could be extended to 15 or as large as possible.
I know. What is your background? You tell me this first, Dheeraj. How long have you been working?
Sir, I am a practicing architect. 2005 batch.
So you from 2005 you've been practicing. You've been practicing how long?
Sir, can you hear me? Sir,
Yeah,
it's been 17 years.
17 years, right? So you've been practicing for 17 years. Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, that's what I understand. See, that's what I said at the outset, that see, this course was not designed for people with 10 years or 15 years of experience. I did not have them in mind. See, at that level, whatever little I know about construction management, see, I haven't worked at site for too long. I mean, I've worked at site, but not too long. You guys have worked at site for a lot longer. So this course was created primarily for students from all kinds of colleges, maybe just people who are just getting started somewhere for 1 year, 2 years, and they are only in design. And they want to, or I wanted to tell them that, okay, look, design is only a small part of life as far as the whole construction process is concerned. And once you try to go to the construction process, there are a whole lot of diverse things going on. I mean, you must understand a little bit of the law. You have to understand a little bit of quality, safety. And so construction management is not only CPM part. See, because a lot of colleges, when they go into their construction management kind of courses, either, well, economics, that's what I think. Maybe things have changed. I don't know. I mean, I'm not familiar with all the college education and the kind of curriculum, but my gut feeling and my experience is that primarily colleges look at construction management as CPM part, scheduling part of it. And then they look at economics part of it, sometimes a little bit of equipment part of it, but things like quality, safety, law, these things get left out in the whole process. So I wanted to kind of put them together as a package and then say that, okay, if you want to be a construction manager or you want to go into the construction field, the first document which will be given to you is the tender document. Read this because that becomes your Bible book. Whether it is right or wrong is not the issue. That is the document which you have to follow, whatever the specifications are, right? So it was designed from that point of view. So your point is well taken. It is not a depth course, and possibly in each of these areas, we can get into depth. I mean, construction law is not a course which, I mean, I think I spent one module on it, which will just about a week and 3 lectures or 5 lectures, whatever. Construction law doesn't finish in five lectures. I mean, you really get, I mean, you don't even get started in 5 lectures. A lawyer will say, Kya ho raha hai tamasha? What kind of nonsense is this? But the idea was to just tell the students that there is something called an agreement, there is something called a contract, there's something called some terms which you should use, and so on. Now, arbitration kya hota hai? Why there are disputes? What is exactly a dispute? So it was just more of sitting together and doing some technical talk.
Yes,
so
sir, that's very right.
I understand that. So I think your point is well taken. We'll probably need to have a few more courses arising out of this, let's say.
Yeah, that's
probably
that's
try to let me think about it.
Like the book of Professor K.N. Jha, that I have got introduced to it through this course only while going through your lectures.
Yes,
and that is literally very, very, very good book. I have gone through some chapters of that book also.
Let me share with you, and I really wish K.N. Jha was here. K.N. Jha is a very good friend of mine. That book, it started, the writing of it started when K.N. Jha was teaching with us at IIT-Kanpur for about a year or maybe 1 semester. We got together, we had that idea, we hammered out the table of contents and everything, and then Jha kind of took over from there and wrote part of the whole book. So if you read some books, some parts of the book, you will find some very interesting things written there. So, so this course is very closely related, and we like it's the history. And there is a lot of relationship, real relationship between that book of K.N. Jha and this course that we have offered. It's good. I'm very happy that you brought that up. And I think I wish K.N. Jha was here. He would be very happy to hear that.
No, literally, when I go through your lectures, I try to read the corresponding chapters from that book also. But owing to some other occupancies, sometimes I read, sometimes I do not. But I find it very good going through your lectures and going through those chapters, and I can relate them also. So it gives a good exposure. And the span that is covered in your lectures, like you said, safety and legal aspects and quality. Yeah, that's very right. In other project management, we never find all those things.
While
You have taken that.
I'm talking to you, let's see, this is something which is very, very close to my heart. This business of construction safety, and I think, I don't know whether Sadia is still here, so I hope Sadia hears. Sadia is, or Pranav. These people are the young people who will be practicing civil engineering for another, I don't know, 40, 50 years. We, in our generation, got away with very, very poor safety records, very, very poor quality records. But you will not. Now, I don't know whether I gave those examples, like, I don't know, you probably Google it and you'll find there was an accident at the Banaras railway station where a girder fell. There was an accident at somewhere in the near Barabanki a couple of years earlier when a girder fell. There were accidents in the Delhi metro when it was under construction and some people died. Now,
yeah, one was in Lakshmi Nagar when
so there are, as a construction professional, I mean, I think myself as a non-practicing construction professional. So it pains me when I see these kind of construction accidents. I am willing to accept an accident, but accidents which can be foreseen, accidents where you can more or less say, why the hell did it happen at the end of it? In Banaras, you were doing a girder erection with the traffic moving below.
Yeah.
So
these are safety aspects which should not be neglected.
So we have to have a proper orientation, a proper respect for safety considerations. The same thing with quality. I mean, our defect liability periods are just 6 months, 1 year. And that I've said that in the class, in our discussion. When you invest 100 crores, 200 crores, 1,000 crores in a project, do you think it's 6 months or 1 year of a defect liability period is enough? The contractor just goes away. And somebody was, who's the BIM practitioner here? There was somebody who practiced BIM, right? B.S. Kumar, was that B.S. Kumar who was into BIM practice? Now, they're talking of digital twins, they're talking of information modeling. The point is that quality kind of issues will come back to haunt the owner 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. So people like Jayant would understand this, who have actually experienced it. The contractor is not there. The only thing which is remaining with you is the drawing and some construction details. So then that has to be a proper hand-holding as far as, or not hand-holding, that handshake, sure, from one step of construction to the other. Now that continuity has to go on to the operation maintenance phase also. That is something which I have not touched upon in this course. Possibly at some point in time, I'll go into that part.
Sure.
Okay.
Basically, sir, what I feel like is whatever the content we get in the books and whatever the international courses are there, they do not relate with the real practice over here. The experience and knowledge that professors like yourself are having, we need that knowledge spread out in the field. And we can approach you through these platforms like Neptel to get some knowledge from that bank.
So long as we're able to help you, Dheeraj, that's perfectly fine. I'm very happy to be part of that knowledge mechanism.
Yeah. Because otherwise, even in the colleges also, we get young professors are there. They lack the practical knowledge, and all the courses, they are only based upon the foreign international books only. That is just more of the
I mean, we'll talk about it offline. I have shared my email address. We'll probably have a small Zoom call with 3-4 of us if you want to talk about these things. Yeah, because these are interesting things, and there are interesting things. We can surely talk about it. Okay.
Sir, if you have five minutes time, Janta again.
Yeah.
So I'd like to raise one concern. What I have seen in the current industry, construction industry, the good students, the good people are not coming in the construction. This is real construction.
Let us not open that here. Let us not open that here. We have, and that's to all of you. We will have Well, I'll request Murli to probably help us with hosting another small meet with some of you who are in that group, and we'll talk about that part separately. Not today, not today. See, I deliberately went there. See, I deliberately went there, and I kind of needled you into saying what you said. I'm good.
Because I would like to share the situation of industry, because the people, the teacher like you,
from the academic institution. Okay, good. We'll talk.
Because after 20 years, I am really afraid what will happen in construction.
You are right. You are absolutely right. You are absolutely. I understand that.
And another thing is that too much technology, because people are not opening the drawing. When we have started construction 28 years back, we used to read the drawing. We used to use our homework in the drawing. If people will go through our drawing, people will understand how much deep we are studying. But now we are talking about tablets, because I am depending partner depending on the construction company depending on the foreman. Nobody checks whether the drawing has come is correct or not, and nobody checks. Just sign tick in the tablet.
Yeah. So I grant that. Let's go back to our to the drawing board sometime, and we'll do. Chalo. Okay. So Madhav, can we close the session now?
Yes, sir. No issues.
No issues. Good. Okay. So I think thank you all for being around with us, and very interesting discussion. We didn't talk so much about this course, but we got to know each other a little better perhaps. And I'm happy that there were a lot of people who are kind of practicing professionals who had a very view on it. I mean, see, that's what it's all about. It's a view that, okay, it's not that I teach. I mean, it's not, I don't think you learned anything new, but I think you just got a perspective. I'm happy that you came here, talk to us today. And bye-bye. So we'll close the session, and I gave you my email address and we'll probably talk again offline. Good to talk to you. Thank you.
Thank you
very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Close the session. Thank you.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu. That's a good one. Thank you so much. Oyasuminasai. I'll add to that. Okay. Thank you. Good. Nice talking to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, participants.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Take care.